Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. My name is Tamika Hankerman, and this is my page, The Anxiety Princess, where we are talking about everything that has to do with our mental health. We're basically tapping into our emotions in order to get to the root cause of what has caused our mental illness. Before I get into today's video, I'd like to do a little bit of admin. Let me welcome the new people. Wow, guys, we're growing. We definitely growing, and I'm feeling like wow. In over a space of 2 months, we have over 300 followers, and there's more people coming in from outside my own Facebook. Where you guys, I saw because of the giveaway, people had to share videos, and more people came in, which has been amazing. I'm grateful. I am really grateful. It means I am doing something well. It means I'm talking about something that people are relating to, and I'm content. I'm really content. So to the people who are new, welcome. This is a very safe space for you to learn about mental illness, for you to learn about emotions, for you to be exactly who you are. No one pretends to be anything on this page. We're all suffering from mental illness one way or another, and you're very welcome, and I hope you will relate and enjoy the content that we have. Just for the new people, just a disclaimer, I am not trained to deal with mental illness. This is purely my experience as I was diagnosed with anxiety with severe panic attacks in March of 2019. So I've basically been dealing with panic attacks for over a year, and anxiety, which is basically always the fear of expecting the worst out of situations. So my brain is a little bit consumed by negative thoughts, by fear, by making assumptions of everyday situation and coming to a conclusion that the worst of is going to happen. That's basically what it is. That's the lighter version of what anxiety is. So just on the admin side, the giveaway, I closed it on Thursday. Congratulations to the winners. I saw that the hampers have been shipped. I know for the one winner, the package will be delivered to their house. So please just make sure you keep track. I think it will be delivered on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Just make sure someone is at your house to sign for it. And the other one, the winner of the other hamper, is someone from home. So they told me that they're not going to be in Joburg. So I said, okay, I'll have it delivered here. Then my sister, when she goes home, she'll take it with her. And the winner of the book, same, my sister will take the book with her. So it is it wasn't a hoax, guys. Like, I actually took money out of my pocket to buy these things, just as a way of me giving back and just as a way of making somebody's Christmas. So I have to say I was a little bit disappointed with the response to the giveaway. It wasn't what I thought. But I don't think I'm demotivated to do more giveaways in future. I'll certainly do more giveaways in future, but obviously I need to sacrifice again in future in order to make somebody else's day. But thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate your interaction with me. It just means that I'm not talking and talking and talking to myself, kind of thing. Cool. And then the last thing is that this is the last full-on video for the year of 2020. I'm going on a break. However, I will still be posting the regular content, coping techniques, words of encouragement, and to be honest with you, I'm a little bit scared of taking this break, because this has almost become my safe space as well, to to talk about things that I have in here. So now not doing that, it's a little bit of a scary feeling as to what is going to happen then if I'm not talking. Because remember, this is not only to help you guys, it's also helping me, because I get to talk about things that are impacting me and my mental illness. It's almost like I'm in a session with my own psychologist, almost, because this is the stuff that you talk to about with your psychologist kind of thing. So I'm a little bit scared as well, but I guess that is part of healing. And obviously I don't want to commit to shooting in December and nobody really watches the video because everybody is busy with their own lives. But remember, if you are feeling a little bit consumed by your illness, please feel free to reach out. I'll probably be in the same position as well, and maybe we can have a one-on-one. I will shoot like mini clips, mini videos of things that I'll be doing, just to encourage you guys to get out there and do things as well. I will be doing quite a bit of reading this December. My house is full of books. I do buy books which I've never read, and I have my sister who I stay with, who in this lockdown probably she has read 20 books. I'm not exaggerating. So I want to start reading a bit. I'll read the books and I'll share some of the books on my page if you're interested in purchasing them for yourselves. If it's a book that actually gives hope and meaning to life. So I will definitely share the books so that you can also tap in, and I'll write a caption of how I think we on this page can relate to that specific book. So that is that. So this is the last full-on video. I don't even think it's going to be a long video because I'm not specifically targeting anything with this video. I am just merely reflecting on 2020, what I've learned in 2020, what I look forward to in 2021, and what's going to happen with this page in 2021. And then I wrote you guys a little letter. I actually like this idea of writing letters. I wrote you guys a little letter. Now it's addressed to you. It's a short letter, but I hope you'll find peace and comfort in it, and it will kind of show you what you guys mean to me. So that is that. So as I said, this video, we're not touching on any specific subject. This is just me letting you guys know what I learned in 2020 and where my mental illness is concerned and what's going to happen to the page in 2021. And yeah, so let's get into it. I think this video will be quite short. So 2020, we all have to admit that it was a very, very difficult year. COVID showed us a thing or two. We lost loved ones. We got sick, those who were contracted and who contracted the virus. Some didn't make it out, some did. And it has showed that it had, for me personally, it has showed me and gave me a little bit more appreciation of my life. Like every night when I pray, I'm like, Lord, thank you for the gift of good health. I'm grateful that I didn't contract the virus, and obviously because I suffer from my anxiety, I'm always very cautious when I'm out there interacting with people. So I always take a little bit more measures of wherever I go outside, that I should be very careful. But I am grateful for the gift of life. I am grateful that my mental health actually, it did hold up until this point, because when we initially went into lockdown, I was really, really, really scared of how it's going to affect me that I'm constantly in the house 24/7. Because when you're dealing with mental health, you obviously need that space to breathe. Being at home looking at the same things every day could actually play a big part into your mental health. However, lucky for me, I had my fiance at the time, who's now my husband. I had my sister and I had my cousin who actually stayed with us for the period of lockdown, which actually helped in the sense that I got to laugh, they were entertaining, we got to incorporate a few things in our dailies where we'd buy things and have afternoon tea, have movie day. So those things really did help. It does help to have a close circle of people that you can actually leverage off, and just try to incorporate fun things into your thing so that you can break the cycle of actually thinking. That's basically that. But I have a really good, profound appreciation of life now. I'm glad I didn't get the virus. I've read some horror things where the symptoms are concerned. Guys, please be safe out there in December. I know that it's going to be worse in January because everybody's going to be a little bit careless now. But I hope you still keep in mind that COVID is still there. Cool. So now 2020, where my mental journey is concerned, what I had learned. So the first thing that I learned is that I have a greater purpose. That, like, I constantly asked myself, like, what am I meant to be doing apart from my job, which is I'm doing it to get an income from, but like, what can I do to give back? I know that when lockdown started, there is a lady here in my complex who was you know, giving back to the less fortunate. So we used to buy bread and spread it and just give it to her to go give back. So I did feel some sort of purpose then, because I was like, okay, I'm doing something apart from me, I'm giving back to someone else. But I think the minute I started this page in October, I felt a greater purpose, that I'm going through this journey of struggling with my mental illness, but I'm also helping someone out there, or at least I think I'm helping other people out there. So 2020 has kind of made me break my voice. It has made me break the silence that I have been suffering with mental illness. I know a lot of people didn't know that I was diagnosed with anxiety, apart from my close circle that knew that. But I found a greater purpose. And when people write these little messages that, oh, you're helping us in this way, we're relating to your content, I learned this from this video, it means that I'm doing something right. So this channel and page has almost become my purpose, that I feel a sense of fulfillment every time I shoot and share the video and see how people are relating to it. And I'm grateful that I found it. I'm grateful that I found it through this experience. So basically, I constantly ask myself, why has this thing been placed in my life? It's unbearable. I don't wish it on anyone. But now, out of that came something greater. And out of that, I'm helping other people deal with their own mental illness. So for me, I'm fine that this thing has landed with me, because I'm doing something back to help other people. So that's the first thing 2020 has taught me. That's the second thing, purpose, that I've found my purpose. The third thing is it restored hope. Hope has been restored. Hope has been restored in the sense that I have found a better handle on my mental illness. Previously, I was really in a state where I was not accepting of it. Because I didn't understand, because I thought I had a good handle on everything that was happening around me. I thought I had a good handle on my stress management, work, life, family, friends, love life. I thought I had it under control. But I obviously, when I started having my panic attack, it actually showed me that you don't have it under control. And I went through that period of being in denial, bargaining with it, being angry as to why me, because every time I have a panic attack, the next day is basically a waste because I'm so tired from it. But 2020 has restored some hope for me that I will heal. I've seen the improvement in me personally, that I'm a little bit more, the negative thoughts are not there as much. Yes, they do. I have less panic attacks now than I previously had, but it just restored a little bit of hope that as soon as I got to teach myself a little bit more about my mental illness, I sort of found coping techniques within that knowledge that have actually alleviated some of the symptoms I had. So hope has been restored that I will heal. Maybe not in 2021, but eventually I will heal. Cool. And then I've sort of found an identity. I've found an identity. That's another thing that 2020 has taught me. Identity. I no longer feel as though when I introduce myself, I have to say, hi, I'm Tumeka Moletsane Henkeman, and I suffer from anxiety. No, I am Tumeka Henkeman, a small-town girl who just loves sneakers, strives for transformation, and diversity and inclusion wherever she goes. That's me. I found my identity. I think that is the most fulfilling part. I don't introduce myself as I have anxiety unless the opportunity for me to offer that information comes, then I offer the information. But it's very important that you find an identity outside your mental health. So that's how I introduce myself. A little small town girl, love sneakers, strive for transformation, inclusion, and diversity wherever she goes. So find your own identity, and it will fill with so much pride to actually realize you are a person outside your mental illness. There's another you outside this thing that you're dealing with. So find your identity, and maybe I do challenge you to find a way of how would you introduce yourself when you meet someone. Are you going to say, I suffer from depression, I suffer from mental illness, I suffer from this? But find something else apart from your mental illness to define yourself about. That's another thing for me, 2020. I found my identity. Cool. And 2020, I married the love of my life. I married the love of my life in 2020, and I am blessed to have him in my life. I am blessed that he came into my life and he stuck with me through everything that I was dealing with. Being in love when you are dealing with mental illness is not the easiest thing, because not every day is a good day. And that means the person you're in love with needs to understand that today is a bad day. So I'm really grateful that God brought him into my life, and he was there with me before I had mental illness, and he was there with me when I had mental illness, and he's still there with me. I know maybe some of you now, you're in a position where you're scared to date someone because you've already been diagnosed with mental illness. Now you're scared of bringing that burden into someone's life. But rest assured, if somebody really loves you, they take you on with everything that you have. And if someone is not willing to take you on with everything that you have, then you probably need to question yourself if that is the person you need in your life. Someone who loves you, they stick around no matter what. And so 2020 had its downs, but definitely the highlight of 2020 has to be me marrying my boyfriend, fiance. So yeah, that's why I'm Henkeman. For those who are new, I was previously Tumeka Moletsane. So that is the up of 2020. And 2020, another thing is I defined my own success. If you watch the video of perfectionism, you will see what I mean when I say I define my own success. I purchased my first house, my first apartment, purchased a car, found a new meaning to my work, and that for me defined my success. That was my success moment, and everything I'm achieving after this is just barely goals that I've set for myself. Whether they happen now or later, it's not really a train smash for me. But go back and watch that video if you want to know what I mean, that I found my success. That was my success piece. So I'm really grateful that in everything that COVID happened, that I still had a job and I could still maintain my bond payments, car payments. So I'm really grateful that I still had a job in everything that has happened, because I know some people didn't have jobs. And I started a new job in January, and in March I went into lockdown, and obviously I was really worried about adapting while I'm being, isolated. But I think I did well. I did good enough that I'm still employed, I guess. So I defined my own success. I had to adapt to change, and I came out fine. Like, I came out really fine. I finished my first year in my new job, because now I'm officially on leave. So I finished my first year. So I'm really grateful for the strength and that God gave me to actually not give up when we went into lockdown, to continue portraying the same strength that I have, the same determination that I had, the same hardworking spirit that I have. So I'm really grateful for that. So I really did define my own success. And then another thing that 2020, sorry, I do have my notes here. Another thing that 2020 has kind of taught me is forgiveness. I really had to tap into a lot of forgiving space in this year in order to find healing, because I realized that I was holding so many grudges against people who have done me wrong, that they're not in my life anymore, but I still haven't forgiven them. It was quite a big weight, so I had to learn the art of forgiving. I'm not gonna say what I had to forgive, but there is someone who did me wrong last year, and I was really angry at them. I was really angry at that person. But that person's no longer in my life, which is great. But I have forgiven them in my heart. But I don't want them to be part of my life again. Forgiving people doesn't mean that you still welcome them back in your life. You've learned that they could hurt you fundamentally, they could hurt you a great deal. So I forgive you. I forgive you in the sense that whatever you had done to me, I no longer make you feel bad about doing it. But I forgive you enough to let you go so that you can just, I don't want you in my life to hurt me much longer than you have. But I have forgiven you. You let them know that I have forgiven you, but I don't want you in my life. The fact that you don't want them in your life doesn't mean you haven't forgiven them. You're just safeguarding and protecting your heart. But your heart is content based on what they did. So that's basically what I had to do. The people who had done me wrong, they're not in my life anymore, but I had forgiven them. And I've learned that I don't need them in my life, so it's better for me to forgive them and let them go. But when I think about them now, I'm not thinking about everything that they did to me. I'm just thinking of them as normal human beings, but I don't wish them back into my life. The fact that I don't wish them back into my life doesn't mean that I have not forgiven them. So that's basically where I had to tap in a little bit. I had to tap into the forgiveness space. And one thing about me is I don't forgive easily. I don't forgive easily. My mother used to joke and be like, you would kill a person, because when I'm consumed by anger, it's so hard for me to let go of that anger and move on. So when I think when I say to someone, I forgive you, I do mean it. I honestly think so. And I learned that usually I had said that I forgive people, and I found myself going back to that thing that they did. If you keep going back to something that somebody did to you, then I don't think you had forgiven them fully. The minute you think of someone and you don't associate the bad thing they've done, I think that's when you actually realize that you have forgiven those people. So 2020, I had to tap into that space. And I think I'm learning more about it. I'm learning to let go of the anger. I'm not perfect at it yet. There are some people that I haven't forgiven, simply because I haven't dealt with the hurts that they brought in my life, or the hurt they inflicted me with. So it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. But if you can find it in your heart to forgive some people, forgive them, but don't invite them back in your life if you think you're not ready to have them back. Just find a point of contentment within your heart where you no longer have to think about the bad thing that they've done to you. So that's where I'm at. And lastly, where 2020 is concerned, I had to settle back home from Ireland, and I have to say it has not been an easy journey. I was really safe in Ireland. I felt as though I was safe, and then you come back home, and obviously you need to be more cautious because it's not safe. Like that's truth be told. Yes, things happen there as well, but it was much more safer. And now I'm dealing with really grown up stuff, guys. When you have your own home now, it's really messed up how you have to think about the house before you think about yourself. I no longer shop as I used to, because there's much more important things that needs to happen. And I have a very strict husband when it comes to money, guys. I have a very strict husband. If he doesn't understand okay, like for instance, I love Snickers. So I always see Snickers coming out, and we're like, oh, I want this. he reasons with me. He's like, you have so many of this, why do you need this? I have to convince him that things needs to happen. So I've learned, like, he grounds me in the sense that he shows me what is important. But when I was in Ireland, I didn't have the stress of the house. I was shopping, I was constantly shopping, but I can't do that anymore, and it's fine. It's part of growing up. So I had to settle back home and settle into adult world. So it's been an interesting journey. uh but I'm happy and grateful to be back, because we were really missing out on things here at home, because we couldn't fly out to come and be here all the time. But I'm grateful I'm back, and what a good time to be back, and just for me to fulfill this responsibility that God has placed into my life. So I think that's what 2020 has taught me. I hope you'll reflect as well on your 2020 and just jot down the things that you have learned. Now, what is happening in 2021? 2021. So 2021, where the page is concerned, is I aim to start my foundation. I mentioned in video 2 that I'd like to start a foundation that actually focuses on educating people about mental illness and actually providing resources to people to deal with their mental illness. So I mentioned all these things I had to undergo in order for me to come to a point of the fact that nothing is wrong with me physically, but not everybody has the means and resources to go to doctors, run the tests that I had to undergo. So my foundation will be mostly targeted at providing services to those people, providing the means to access those services to people. I'm not a doctor, so I'll basically be that point where someone is going through mental illness, providing them with access to a psychologist, providing people with knowledge, providing people with resources and basically just to deal with their mental illness. It's going to be a lot of work, and considering that I work non-stop Jan to September, it's going to be a little bit hard, but I hope I will find time in between to just do as much research as I can possibly get in order to know what steps do I need to take in order to start the foundation. So that's 2021 action point. But I'll keep you guys posted with regards to the progress. And obviously I will need your help with the foundation. I'll need volunteers. I'll need all hands on deck, basically. So I hope you guys will walk the journey with me as we help other people, as we've helped each other on this channel. The second thing is I will continue with the page. 2021. I know that I had said that this was supposed to be a six-part series, but now we're on video 14, if I'm not mistaken, or 15. So I will still continue the page, rest assured. Someone said something really nice this week, that this is a safe haven for them, and that's what I want. That's my goal. I wanted to make the space as safe as possible. So I've seen that it is helping people. If ever I run out of content to shoot on the videos, I will still be posting things to help you deal, coping mechanisms. Those, I have so many in store for you guys. So the page will still be operating in 2021. Rest assured. Cool. And then I want to get more interaction with people. I know there's 2 people who have said they'd love to come on my page if I need them to, just to talk about their own experience. And I think in 2021 it's not going to be about me and things that I've learned. I want to hear about other people's experiences. I want to hear how other people are dealing with their mental illness. How have they coped in their journey? Maybe they can provide a different insight as well to what has helped them deal with their mental illness. So that's 2021. I'm bringing more speakers on the page. I know I had said this year I was going to bring someone, my friend, but she had things that has happened to her in 2020. So I've kind of given her space to deal with those things, and hopefully in FY21 she'll come onto the page and share her story. So that's what I want to do. Cool. And then the fourth thing where 2021 is concerned is we're gonna have a seminar in 2021. I know COVID permitting, we're gonna have a seminar where I intend to reaching out to a couple of speakers on different topics: grief, depression, suicide, anxiety, and just to share their stories, and just for us to have an open conversation, whether it be virtual or whether it will be an actual interaction. That's going to be a lot of work, but I'm definitely going to do a seminar in 2021 where we are going to be talking about every possible thing you can think about. So that will probably be towards the end of 2021, because obviously, as I said, I'm busy Jan to September, so it does require a little bit of work. So that is probably something that will fall off like around October of next year. Maybe when we're celebrating our 1 year, we can do it then. So brace yourself, keep your head up. Just that information will come. I'm leaning towards to virtual at this point, because a lot of my followers are not all in Cape Town. So it would be great to have everybody who's involved in this page to just have that experience as well. So be on the lookout for that seminar. It's going to be great. And another thing is, I want to reach out to more people. When I say reaching out to more people, I want to give people more access to me. That's what I mean. So there is someone who had said that their child is dealing with mental illness, and because they're so young, they don't know how to deal with it. So I offered to say, okay, now over the holidays, I will go and see the child and just talk to her, just to rest assured that it's nothing to feel bad about, it's nothing to feel shy about, it's nothing to feel embarrassed about, and just restore and give her all the tools that she needs to deal with mental illness at that age. So I want to give access. I want to give people access to me. So when people want to meet up for coffee to talk about their mental illness, happy to do that. And that, again, is not limited to people in Cape Town. Guys, technology has offered us so many means to interact like this. So video calls and everything where we're talking about mental illness is something that I am giving people access to. So if you want to have a conversation with me, just to vent, just to take out your frustrations, just to understand things a little bit more, please feel free to reach out. I really want to make that personal connection with people. So that is something that in 2021 I'll be doing a lot of. And lastly, 2021, I want to try and tap off my medication. For those who are new, I am on antidepressants in order to suppress and to fix the chemical imbalance in my head that's basically causing my anxiety. So yes, I take a pill every day just to keep myself in check. So in 2021, I want to try and tap off my medication, but please don't hold me to it. I'm really scared. I'm really scared of tapping off my medication, because it has been the one thing that is making sure that I'm not having as many panic attacks as I was having before. So me tapping off that comfort zone, that thing that has rest assured me that you're going to be fine, is going to be very challenging. So I'm scared. And obviously it's a discussion I need to have with my doctor. I'll probably have to go back to counseling, just to get the tools of tapping off my medication. And obviously now I'm on a 50 milligram of sertraline. I'm not going to completely go off turkey on the medication. I have to go down and probably take like 25 until I completely get rid of it. So it's not going to be an easy journey, but I'll keep you guys posted when I do make the decision. But honestly, guys, please don't hold me to it, because I need to deal with that fact that I'm tapping off this thing that has basically provided me with comfort, that has provided me with a safety net, that has provided me with help in dealing with that chemical balance that's happening in my brain. So that is what I want to do in 2021 where the page is concerned. And then just what do I plan to do for my holidays? These holidays, I am dedicating them to coming up with content for the page, just listing all the top topics I want to discuss in 2021, I'll be dedicating a lot of time to that content. Secondly, I want to read a bit. I actually bought a book a while ago, I think in September, that I was supposed to read. The book is called I'm Still Me by Nozbele. I haven't finished reading that book, so I'm dedicating this week to finishing that book. I bought so many books that I want to read, so I'm dedicating it to reading. And third thing, I want to explore a bit. But obviously with COVID, that's going to be a little bit hard. I wanted to go out there and do things that I haven't done in a while. Like my husband enjoyed things like hiking and all that. So I wanted to do those things with him. But obviously COVID, guys, is really serious, and I'm really scared of it. So I don't know how much exploring I'll be doing outside. That was my initial plan, that I wanted to do things out there and be a little bit out there, but obviously we need to be a little more careful. So I don't know, but if I do fun things, I'll share with you guys and tell you how it helped me heal, how it has helped me tap off the mental craziness that's happening in me, basically. And the last thing I want to do, I want to write a little bit more. I used to be very good at expressing myself when I write, and along the way I left that, and I think I want to tap back into it, whether it be writing my emotions a little bit more, writing things that will help you guys as well. So I do want to tap into that, just go back into doing that. I was really good at it, but I got lazy, so I want to go back to that. So I've kind of shared the plan 2020, what it taught me 2021, what we're doing, what my plans for the holidays are. I'd love to hear what you guys are going to be doing, what you learned in 2020, what you're bringing on in 2021, and if there's anything that you think we should be doing in 2021 where the page is concerned, please feel free to share. Remember, guys, this is not my page alone. I started the page, but I started the page for all of us. So this is our page. So if you guys feel as though I'm not doing something right, or I need to do this, or I need to do this, please feel free to tell me. Safe space, criticism, feedback is allowed. And while we're still there, before I read what I wrote for you guys, while we're still there, so as you know that I was told that I need to take the page a little bit out there. So obviously I uploaded the videos on YouTube, and to be honest, I do forget about YouTube from time to time, because I'm not really technologically inclined. So I'm really not a technology person. So this day I decided to go on YouTube just to track how we're doing, and we're doing very slow. And then I saw that one of the video had a one thumbs down, and I was hurt. Like, I really was hurt. I was hurt that somebody felt as though they needed to do that on a video where a person is expressing their own emotions. I think that's harsh. And I was like, okay, that means someone is not relating to the content that I'm posting. That hurt as well, because I'm putting so much effort into these videos. So I really was hurt, and I honestly wanted to shut down the channel at that point in time. But then I remembered, hurt people hurt other people. And secondly, I'm not going to be able to reach out to everyone. Not everything that I say here is going to have an impact on someone else. So I must deal with that. So I was like, you know what? Chin up, sister. Chin up, chin up, chin up, chin up. There is someone you are helping, and you're not going to be liked by everyone. And that too is fine. So I actually healed very quickly from that when I started rationalizing a little bit more that not everything I say here is going to be relatable to someone else. And not everybody who's on this page now is here to learn about the content, but they want to know everything wrong with me. That too is fine. This is the real me. This is my story, and I am choosing to tell it the way it happened to me. So before I close this video, I want to leave you guys with this little letter that I wrote for you. It's not very long. this is my way of saying thank you to you. This is my way of reassuring you that we are all going to be fine. Eventually, we are all going to be fine. So please bear with me as I read it. I wrote it a couple of hours ago. I didn't read it because I wanted to read it to you guys. So here it goes. A letter to you, my mental health nation. For those who do not know us, they see strong, happy, and forever smiling individuals, because that's what stigma has forced us to do. It has made us avoid the daily pain, tears, and struggles that come with mental illness. Sometimes I can't even read my own handwriting. In the society where we live, mental illness is frowned upon and classified as crazy. I'm sorry you have to be something that you are not. Smiling and laughing and pretending to be fine while you're going through mental illness is the hardest thing ever, because our day is consumed by fear and unhappy thoughts. So well done to you for getting through the day like the champion you are. While you smile, don't forget about yourself. This is your own journey. Don't lose focus of your own healing trying to please the world. I hope you know that on this page, we don't smile when there's no reason to smile. Here, we open our hearts and allow emotions to take its course. This is a safe space for you to cry, to laugh, to smile, to break down and heal. I hope you never have to pretend while you enter this mental health nation. You are not cursed. You are chosen. Somewhere down the line, you will learn why you have been chosen or why this sickness has been placed into your life. It could be to save a life. So don't lose hope just yet. Thank you for joining this page. It has allowed me to heal, because for the first time since being diagnosed, I have a purpose, I have hope, and I'm telling my story to people who won't judge me. I get to be me. Thank you for helping me heal and walk the journey with me. You are a warrior and a fighter. Dealing with something as brutal as mental illness is not easy. The fact that you get up daily and face the world shows your strength and how close you are to healing. May you find healing, hope, and restore your faith. We are not crazy. We're just the lucky ones, chosen to restore hope in someone else's life. I hope you find healing. Love, the Anxiety Princess. In closing this video and in closing this year, I would like to say, when I started this page on the 9th of October, I did not know how it was going to go. I did not know if I was going to have strength day in, day out to do this. But thank you, Lord, for the strength that you have given me to actually do this. Thank you, Lord, that every time I'm like, oh, what am I going to talk about today? You spark something in my head and you're like, this is what you're going to talk about. This is my purpose. And every time I'm close to giving up and be like, let me shut down this page because I'm not getting the interaction I want, I remember why I started in the first place. I started because I wanted to touch 1 or 2 people and my job would have been done. So for me, the stats of how many followers we have, it's all great, it's all good and well, but it's not the reason why I'm doing this. The fact that 1 or 2 people are sending me comments or something saying, wow, this relates to us, that's enough for me. The fact that someone feels as though this is a safe haven, that's enough for me. I've done my job. I've done what I was meant to do. So, my mental health nation, we're going to heal. I rest assure you, we are going to heal. It may not be now, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be next year. But this is part of healing. This journey we are walking is part of healing. I hope while you are here, you never have to pretend to be anything that you're not. I hope you never have to pretend that you don't have mental illness in order to appease the people on this page. Because I will never have to pretend that I don't have anxiety, because I do have it. Every morning when I take the pill, I'm reminded that I have mental illness. I hope you find the safety that you need on this page. This is a safe space. And thank you so much for making my 2020 worth something. Thank you for giving me my purpose. I can never thank you enough. So I hope you'll have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Christmas with your families. I hope your mental illness gives you a break, but I know it's so hard to bargain with it. But I hope it gives you a break to enjoy time that you're going to spend with your family. But I know that time you're going to spend with your family is part of the healing journey. It's part of breaking the cycle in your head of thinking too much. So try to not isolate yourself. Try to interact with people in your life. Try to plan to do things with people in order to break away from the thinking and everything that you're going through. But we will heal and we'll be fine. Don't fear, this is not goodbye. I'll still shoot a one clip video, a second, and like a few minutes video, just to say I'm still here. And please know that if you do want to talk, I'm still here. So just leave me a message and be like, Anxiety Princess, I'm dealing with the most, and I will be at your service. I hope you'll have a beautiful Sunday with your families. I'm off to binge watch on the couch, which is basically what I'll be doing this whole holiday. So I hope you'll have a beautiful Christmas. I love you all, and I do appreciate you. Thank you for your continued support. Goodbye.